seen up until now has been human-made. This was not part of the Port of Long Beach when it originally opened in 1911. So once we passed that bridge, this bridge here, everything past that was originally the Port of Long Beach in 1911. So you can see how much it has grown since it first opened up back in 1911. So this bridge coming up, have you guys been on it yet? It's a brand new bridge. It's the Long Beach International Gateway Bridge. And it is a lot better than our old Gerald Desmond Bridge, if you guys remember it. So this project was another one of those investments that the port does in order to keep up with the infrastructure, to keep up with the ships that are growing. And this was a $1.5 billion project. And this bridge is important because it moves 15% of the cargo that comes into the nation. And so this bridge now has extra lanes. So there's an emergency lane. If you guys remember, the Gerald Desmond Bridge did not have an
There's a
emergency
bike lane
so
too.
when there was accidents, the traffic would back up very easily. And this one has these emergency lanes. It also lights up at night, so if you guys are able to see it at nighttime, it's really, really pretty. And we are able to, the Port of Long Beach is one of the deciding companies that can say what kind of color the lights are. So for example, when the Dodgers won the World Series, our CEO is a huge Dodger fan, and so we were able to light up the bridge blue. The bridge also has a walking and biking pathway, and so you're able to walk the bridge or bike it if you'd like. And these little viewing decks on the side, if you see the bumps along the side of the bridge, those are viewing decks, and it has placards on them that have some of the history of the port and the bridge. Now once you get to the end of the bridge, there's not much. There's a gate that kind of closes it off as it's not connected to anything, so you kind of have to do a U-turn and come back around the other way. But it is a good exercise, and you get really good views. So these silos on the bridge are the tallest structure in Long Beach currently. So you can see them from most of the city. And they're actually as tall as you see them. They go down under the ground, just as much under the ground. And we've had engineers on the boat before who worked on the bridge, and they tell us that if there's ever an earthquake in Long Beach, the bridge is actually one of the safest areas to be, as it's made to sway with the land movement and take on that pressure of the land moving, and it's able to sway, and you'll be safe up there. I don't know, I would still not feel very safe up there, but that's what they said. And as you can see, it's made of cement, but it's not filled with cement. It's actually hollow in the inside. And our engineers explained that if it were to be filled in with cement, it would be too heavy and it would crumble. And so it's actually only cement on the outside, and on the inside, the bridge is hollow with wood. So coming up is Matson. If you guys see all of these containers that say Matson on the side, this is what we like to say is the lifeline to Hawaii. If anyone has ever been to Hawaii, you've probably seen a Matson or Pasha Hawaii container there. And it's one of those things where you don't really notice it until you pay attention to it. And so now that I've mentioned it, if we ever go, it's probably going to be things that you see all the time. And we like to say it's a lifeline to Hawaii because if for some reason this terminal were to shut down and suddenly stop operations, Hawaii could start running out of food and resources within 2 weeks. And it's so critical to the local life in Hawaii that if you go to the store and there is no milk, and then on the fridge where the milk should be, they'll put out a sign that says Matson shipment hasn't arrived yet, would be here tomorrow.
Sit.
Okay.
So it is forbidden to move cargo from one U.S. port to another U.S. port. So all of the terminals that we've seen, they move from a foreign terminal to our terminal. And so the reason that Matson is able to move from one U.S. terminal to another U.S. terminal in Hawaii is because of the Brown Act.
I don't know. He didn't tell me. Maybe he got tired of being
So what that act does is it allowed them to do this, to go from one U.S. Terminal to another one, but in order to do that, all of their ships have to be made in America by American labor. All of the employees have to be American employees.
When we get done.
And
Made
they
in the
have to
USA.
build their ships to be military grade. The reason is
I think we'll be
because if the U.S. were to ever go into war, they would have to give up their ships to the U.S. government.
So we'll be back in.
So this whole area that we're in now used to be a lot of factories. It wasn't always terminals for moving cargo. We used to have a tuna canning company here. We used to have Procter and Gamble, where they made soaps and home goods. And all of these companies created high-paying jobs. And so this was a really important part of Long Beach because it created a lot of stimulation in the local economy here. Until these companies started to get bigger and bigger. We also had a Ford plant here, so they would build out a lot of cars here as well. And so the companies started to get bigger and move these factories overseas.